I really should have waited until I got this off, got my GoPro, but this is how it looks. And I'm hoping I could get the footage off my pad so that we can focus. Maybe I'll change the lighting real quick. Hold on, everybody. Bear with me for 5 seconds. 5 seconds, everybody. 5 seconds. Does that change the lighting at all in here? Oh yeah, much better. Much, much better. In the nutshell, this is the Romany spread. And I should have waited till my GoPro was fixed, but I was not going to wait. And I probably will redo this video anyways, but as of right now, I'm not waiting because I think Morgan is waking up downstairs. But this right here would be the significator card of the spread. This is how the spread works. This is the significator card of the Romany spread, or the spread. The center card is always the significator in the spread. And this is how I read with it, but you could play with it and jazz with it any way you want. Traditionally, I believe it's the center row is like the present. This is the past, these set of 9 cards. And then these set of 9 cards over here would be the future. However, how I've been reading with the Romany spread, and it's actually proven to me very accurate, is reading it horizontally too, and really kind of almost Lenormand way, you know, almost giving it a Lenormand light. Like this, I would say this is the higher conscience. This would be like the physical plane, what's going on in your physical, and this is your subconscious plane right here. And so and then I could break it down saying this is your past, more in your present, and more in your future, more in your immediate, and more in your past, and all that stuff. So I really do take this like a Lenormand spread almost, and break it completely down. And I think you could see where I'm going. So if this was a person, I would have said that this is the 6 of Cups, and normally, yeah, that's better lighting. And normally, the 6 of Cups and most tarot decks is about old relations, old flings, old friendships more. And I think it was interesting that this deck depicts this particular card as like a romantic lover with an older man or something like that. It was kind of interesting to me. I'm already seeing how this is laid out and seeing how I would read with it and play with it. I'm actually kind of playing with it right now. I'm actually seeing the energy of this deck, and I don't know if you guys see it too, but I think I would totally have this deck like when I'm reading multiple tarot decks. I'm already seeing that this deck is like full of thoughts and emotions. It has a very air energy. It has a swords energy. It has that's the best way I could say it. If I gave this deck an element, it would be the element of air, because I think it's very very communicative. It's not really, and it's a lot about your subconscious too. It's not really a deck that I think would talk about relationships as much as what's going on in your head. I really appreciate the energy of this deck already, and I could go into it and say, well, your thoughts are of right now you're physically living in a thought of a physical plane of relationship or with somebody, and that's kind of what you're going through right now, is you're in a relationship or going through a relationship with somebody, and it's something that you're feeling in yourself that you need, or a hunger that you need in yourself, that you need to seek out this long forgotten friendship or something like that. That's kind of how I would proceed with this reading if this was an actual reading. Let me see if I can move the cards up without really messing it up. And my camera is driving me crazy today. I'm sorry, everybody. Let's see if I could do this. Yeah. It's going to take me a second. Everybody, bear with me. I haven't quite figured out how to do pointing cameras down readings yet, especially for my clientele and stuff. It's something I'm going to have to play with. Okay. This is a little bit better. Hold on. I could try to change and go with it as I go, too. Okay. I'm just going to have to do it section by section. Or, yeah, I'm probably going to have to do it section by section. But let me get my pointer pen. But, yeah, this card... Let me go ahead and just adjust it as I go then. That's just going to be the best way to do it today. Thank you for bearing with me, everybody. I'm just going to, that's how I'm just going to have to do it today. But yeah, today, but if I did an example reading, or this is a sample reading that I would do with the Romney spread, I would have said that this person, said person was going to have a friendship or a lover, or it's something deeper than a spiritual sense, that this person and your thoughts and stuff are going to be very much flooded with this person, and it's kind of maybe a I usually read how I read with my decks is how the images how the images are supposed to be presented. Like, for an example, this Six of Cups says it's an old romantic fling. It's kind of like a past romance or a past friendship or something like that. Whereas a normal Six of Cups, I would have said it would have just been an old acquaintance coming by, or a friend popping in for like a cup of tea, or a neighbor or somebody that you're really close to in that very platonic way, trying to get back with you in your life and just to talk, just to be friends, what friends do. And that's, whoopsie daisies, that's my phone. But that's kind of how I would have depicted this card, is that since it is intended to be like a romantic flings coming up, I would say that maybe this person in your life would have been a lot more than just friends. This person would have been somebody that an old lover coming back into your life, or somebody that was very special to you in the past that you had to pretty much put your passions on the line for, basically. And that's kind of, maybe that's, I like that depiction, actually, now that I'm explaining it a little bit better. I pretty much really do like this deck. It's really intuitive in that way. But yeah, it's somebody that you would be your passions, your going through the motions with, somebody that you're really are thinking about in the moment. And that's exactly what this theme would be in your theme of your reading, would be that there's somebody coming back into your life, and it would be a passionate fling of the past. And that's what I would have read for this said person. And then I'd go into the I usually break it down into the subconscious, which is the top row, which here is going to be the top row. I'm going to move it right here. Top row, if you could see all that top row and see all the cards in the top row, I'll break it down card by card here in a second. So let's start right over here. So in your conscious thoughts, you have the Princess of Cups, and I usually like to read my my court cards as elements, like Aleister Crowley's elements. Hold on a second, I got coffee. Talking a little bit much will get me thirsty. I'm sorry. I hear my kids, so I'm going to have to try to hurry this up. But yeah, this would be your conscious thoughts, and your going on in your head. This is all in your head, or your higher self, or what is above you at this moment. And this is what's going on in your mind, your conscious thoughts, your kind of going through the law of attraction. What are you attracting in your thoughts right now? What's in your head at the moment? And you got the Princess of Cups, which it would be like the Earth of Water, would be somebody who is here with us in the physical, very physical emotions is kind of the keywords I play with, and then I play with it a little bit deeper in my head and everything like that. Like it's physical emotions. You're physically going through the feelings of things in your life, and then you could go into the next card, which is it's supposed to be worry. This deck was very thoughty in that way, but I would have read it as a 5 of orbs, which is orbs. It would be numerologically speaking would be the 5 is like the action card, or the destructive action card, almost a breakdown. Not really destructive, but it's a breakdown action card, and it's like and you see this person carrying the world on his shoulders, and I love that because it is going on, probably would go on in that person's head too. And when you go into the next one, you would see 4 of Wands, and Wands, of course, is passions, actions, and the 4, numerologically speaking, is your teacher card, or your structure teacher card. It's teaching you, it's your structure, it's the foundation. So 4 is foundations, structures, and teachings. So I would say that you're very structured person as far as your thoughts. Your thoughts are very structured at the moment. If you're talking about thoughts and if you're talking about subconscious and thoughts, that's what I would go into. You're very structured, and your thoughts and passions and stuff, like maybe you're a religious kind of person, and that's how I would have intuitively told this said person across the table to me. And then I would go into the next card, and I say 5 yet again as a breakdown of action or a situation, and of course Wands is action, so it would be like almost like a emotional breakdown in a way. So there you go. And then 6 is harmony, and so you would go 6 of Wands in an action of harmony, and so there you go. And it's keywords of victory, and I kind of almost in a way I would have chose a different keyword for that, Crawley, but if I was going to the past and talk to Crawley, I probably would say, can we talk about the keywords and numerology a little bit better? But other than that, I'm okay with his keywords, and this person adopted his keywords. And you could definitely, I don't know how much you could see it, but you could definitely focus. I hope you could see a little bit of it saying victory right there in that bottom corner over here. But yeah. And then you would go on to your next card, and cups are beginnings, and beginnings of emotions and things like that, and beginnings of feelings and things like that. So maybe it came back to this significator card right here, and then you got the beautiful seductive Princess of Wands, which is a physical action and things like that. So physical passions and things like that. So worldly passions almost. And so I say this person is really having a lot of thoughts on their mind about, I would have said this would probably be a love reading, and it would be a passionate love reading with that significator, meaning that that person has a lot of physical passions on their mind, sexual passions on their mind, and they really are hoping that everything in their life, or everything in their structure of their life right now, will work out with this said person. And let's say if it was a reading with a person, you know, like a boyfriend relationship, and they were thinking about going a little bit further than boyfriend or girlfriend, and they wanted to be married or something like that. They were trying to figure, I would say this reading would be immediately a theme about how to see if that person fits in with their old paradigms or their thoughts and their wants and desires. So there you go. If you don't know what a paradigm is, I highly recommend you looking it up, and it's kind of goes in hand with shadow work too, and I will do a video on that later. But as far as this reading goes, I'm just gonna go with it. And so I would have said that this reading is starting to have a theme of old paradigms. You know, how does this person fit in with the paradigms of the past or the paradigms of the present, and how is your sexual passions or your passions going to and desires for this person going to fit in with everything as well, because maybe there was something going on in the relationship of being more serious or not being serious. And then the physical plane, which would be the third road, it was what's really actually happening going on in the physical. So you have the Knight of Wands, which is action of fire, which is action. It's a double action. And then you got the World card, which is end of a beginning of a beginning. And then you got the Prince of Wands, which would be equivalent to like the King of Wands and the Rider-Waite-Smith. And he is nothing but love and passion. And a very passionate person, I would have said. And then the Tower is a breakdown of everything you know. And then this one is saying that you're feeling the breakdown of everything that you know. And then the Four is structure again. Four of the physical, which is structure of the physical. And I would have said that this person really is a conflicted poor puppy dog. And I would have given them a very highly advice of maybe you shouldn't be rushing into this relationship as fast, and if it's really hurting your emotional and physical well-being, as well as your mental well-being, as well as your everything you know. It's kind of like saying that a Christian is falling in love with a flat-out fundamentalist Christian falling in love with a pagan. It would have been like, wow, you're choosing a lover in your life that is so not you and so not in sync with everything that you believe. And plus, you're probably thinking more sexually and passionately with this person than you actually are with than anything else. Maybe you should reevaluate your relationship a little bit, is another thought I would have told you. Because here you got the beginning of passions, and you got the physical beginning, physical beginnings, and then you got emotional connections, and you got by the way, this is your subconscious, and you got the Three of Orbs, which is the physical creations of the world. And then you got the Three, which is the Moon, which is a pathway to your which is also a good pathway to your subconscious, or it's also could be a state of mind of delusions, because this is your subconscious here. And then 10 is the beginning of the end of the beginning, or the beginning of the beginning of a new cycle of the physical. And then you got the Prince of Cups, which is equivalent to the King of Cups to me in my book, and he is thought of emotional, and you see where his emotions lie. And so I would have told this person that, oh my God, I would have really told this person, oh, you really should have reevaluate your relationship with this said person. And you should really reevaluate everything that you possibly knew about this relationship, because this is not really a healthy beginning or healthy structure of a relationship. That's what I would have read in this reading, and I think everybody would totally agree this is how I would have broke this down. But this is kind of my example of the Romney spread, and then you could go deeper and say this is your immediate, and then you could break this down again and say this is your past. And you could have said you had a past with somebody that had to do with new beginnings, new beginnings, end of a end and a beginning of a beginning, and you had and you could have completely break it down and make it a good half an hour reading out of that. And then you take another 9-piece section again where you have the significator card, and this is the physical realm, and you would have said it again and like, oh my gosh, this person is really conflicted and all that stuff in the physical, and this person probably needs to work a little bit more with, because the towers change, but it's a dramatic change, and so it would be a dramatic change of circumstances, passions and physical creativity. Oh my God, this person would, I so badly want to talk to this person, this imaginary person, so badly. And that's what gets fun about doing example readings, because you end up wanting to talk to this real imaginary person and trying to coach them through this issues. I see a lot of issues, and you could break this down again and say this is your future, and I call this a future cast. I'm not one to predict the future. I would call it a forecast or a future cast. And I think Kelly from Truth and Story would totally agree with me on this one. This is a complete future cast of what is to come if you don't want to change. And you got the road of victories, you got the new beginnings of emotions, and you got the physical actions, you got structures, you've got a lot of breakdowns, but I think it means that you would have to sacrifice a lot and change a lot of yourself to make this work with this person or this other person. Let's say if they were completely opposites and stuff. And so, yeah, you would have to change a lot about yourself. And maybe you're thinking too much with your passions and not enough with what is it that you really want to match with you. And I'm sorry to cut this short or to cut it off, but that's really how I would break down a Romney spread, and this is why I really love a Romney spread right now. And I hope that you all really enjoy this video, regardless of my curve learning how to work with this pad with this spread, because it's a little bit too big for this table and or this camera. So, thank you very much for being patient with me, everybody, and I hope to see you again in my next videos.